Hello, my beautiful friends. It is springtime, and although it doesn't feel like it, it's very dark and gloomy and cold out today, well, we have so many good sales coming up, and we are starting with the Sephora sale. So this is a tiered sale that happens every year. Make sure you put in that discount code when you are checking out. I believe it's Save More. I have in the past purchased things from the sale and forgot to put in that discount code. That's on me, but you're either gonna get 20%, 15%, or 10% off, depending on what your status is within the company. And then everyone gets 30% off all Sephora collection items, which are not to be slept on. They are so good. But we're gonna start out with, if I could buy only 5 things from Sephora, this is the 5 that I would buy. First, I have not figured out how to say this brand name yet. L'Occitane? I have no idea. But this is the Immortal Reset Overnight Oil and Serum. They actually sent me this and I was really nervous to use it because anything with that word oil, I was like, ugh, I'm oily, acne prone, I don't know. But this is actually a barrier repair serum, and I am not even kidding you when I say after 1 use, I noticed that my skin looked so much healthier and so much more glowy. And that's just honestly the best way to describe it. Like, I mean, truthfully, it's a barrier repair serum. So it's just supposed to make your skin look healthier and happier because it's supposed to be restoring that skin barrier. That is what is so important. And once I kind of switched and quit using specific products that I was just like coming up with in my brain that would target certain issues that I was having, and just really focused on keeping my skin barrier as healthy as possible, I feel like all of the other skin issues that I did have just naturally have either decreased or gone away entirely. So if I were to only be able to buy one thing on the entire sale, it would be this. And I actually did buy a backup of this solely because I don't want to run out and I just couldn't let go of the discount. Like, it's so good. Product number 2, Estee Lauder Double Wear. I have been talking about this for 8 years now. This is the foundation that I wore on my wedding day. It lasted me for 16 hours. It lasted my mom for about 26 hours because she, while I don't recommend it, did sleep in her makeup that night. I woke up the next morning, her face still looked absolutely flawless. So it's good for like aging skin. It was good for my super, super young skin at the time. It still looks flawless now, and anywhere in between, any skin issue you have, any color, it does not matter. This is going to cover it up, but still give it a flawless finish. It doesn't look cakey. And just the longer the time goes, the better and better this is gonna look. So if you ever come to me and say, hey, got a special event coming up, what's the foundation you recommend? Above all, it is going to be this one. I wear 2C3 Fresco when I have self tanner on, and 2C0 Cool Vanilla. The best of the best. There is not a foundation out there that is like this one. I did also forget to mention that, like, of course, everything's numbered up on screen, so I will have those links in the description bar and comment section below as well, but there is a little pop-up that I have right here. If you click on that product, it actually is gonna let you continue to watch that video while you shop, versus if you click in the description bar or comment section, it's gonna completely take you out of YouTube. So just a heads up with that. But we are moving into number 3, which is the Nest Madagascar Vanilla Oil. And I've really taken to perfume oils because I think they're perfumes for girls who don't love perfumes. So you know how if you're like at a restaurant and someone walks by you and you're like, whoo, she has got on a lot of perfume. The perfume oils are not gonna give you that like smack you in the face smell, but if someone gets really close to you, they're gonna be able to smell you, but also you're gonna be able to smell you all day. Versus perfume, I feel like it's different. When I spray a perfume on myself, I mainly smell it for like 10-15 minutes, and then everyone else can smell it throughout the day. With an oil, I'm not even kidding you, you will put this on, you'll be like, oh, I smell so good. Like all day long, you'll be like, wow, I smell so heavenly. And then you'll get in the shower and like wash your whole body, you'll get out, and because it's an oil, like it is literally in your pores, you will still smell good. And I have heard multiple people say that, so it's not just like I'm not cleaning myself accurately, like it actually is going to last. But it smells good, and it's only when someone's really close to you. So this is a vanilla perfume oil, and I'm not usually a vanilla girl, but I think this was the thing that changed me. I have used so much of this and barely any is gone from the bottle. I also have the roller ball for travel purposes. I've taken to so many perfume oils now, but I'm telling you, if I can only buy one perfume on this sale, it would be this one, hands down. I also feel like perfume oils are just like very courteous because not everybody can like handle strong scents. And when you wear that, again, like you smell good, and if someone gets close, they can smell you, but it's not super strong. Product number 4, the Rare Beauty Brow Gel. There is no color to this. It's just the flexible lifting gel, which I don't know why this has the word flexible in it, because let me tell you, this is gonna give you that laminated look. And it's a small tube. You guys, a little tiny bit is gonna go a very long way. So don't let the size of this discourage you. But if I want like a laminated look, this is what I go for. But I like that this doesn't give you that crusty feeling on your brows, because sometimes that is just not what I'm going for. And I feel like other people can see that. So while it still looks natural, it is gonna hold those brows glued in place all day. And then product number 5 is the Kosas blush. I've been very into blush lately, and I'm trying to be careful not to like reach blush blindness. But I love layering them. I think they're beautiful. And this, I feel like, it just surprised me. Like, I didn't think I was gonna love this as much as I do. This is the color Adrenaline. It's the Blush is Life. This is like the biggest, brightest, beautiful blush ever. It's going to last so long. I will say, you go in with a very gentle hand the first time you use this. What I'll actually do sometimes is I'll take my brush, I'll brush it in there, and then I'll kind of like dust it on the back of my hand first, and then lightly go in on my cheeks to make sure that like there's no excess powder that I'm just gonna be slapping on my cheeks, and then I'll wipe this off with a makeup brush, because I'm telling you, this blush packs a punch. Now into the actual skin, I didn't want to include this in the top 5 products, because I wanted to also make sure that when I mentioned those top 5, I really thought about like discount and money and is it worth it. This is a extreme investment. You really need to, if you are going to stick with a red light mask, invest in a good one, because it has to be like a certain level of red light. I can't remember what the wording is, but I did a lot of research when I was like looking into red light therapy masks. You have to really kind of invest in them. And this one was expensive. So I did buy one on Amazon that was a little bit more affordable to make sure I would stick to it before I bought this one. And this was actually what I purchased on the sale last fall, with my 20% off discount. So this one does red light, blue light, or both, and you actually should take a before and after photo, because I genuinely did not believe that this was working. I was doing it like every single night, or even maybe like 4 or 5 times a week, and I just was like, I don't feel like it's making any difference. And someone was like, you need to take a before picture, because I promise you it's working. You just don't realize it because it's so subtle. Sure enough, after only 7 days, I took another photo and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's definitely making a difference, especially around my problem areas, like around my nose, a little bit of redness around my eyes. I definitely have seen a reduction in the acne. Now, I have changed up my skincare routine a little bit, but I think that it is so important to have a really good skincare routine. You know, I'm in with a med spa and doing IPL, but it's still important to do things at home. And this is one of those things that is just going to make a difference in the long run, even if you don't see it or feel like you're seeing it up front. So I know that this is a huge, huge investment. And I bought another one that was affordable first to make sure I was going to stick with it. But I did buy that on last year's sale with my big discount, the 20% off, and it has been worth every single penny. Now into my perfume selections, and I am a big perfumes person now. I used to not be. I pretty much collect them. I also love the bottles. But yes, I did love that Madagascar oil, but I also love a good spray. And I will say, I think that the YSL Libra, I regret not getting this one in a bigger bottle, because whenever I use this, I'm just like, bathe me in it. I want to be that woman that walks by you at the restaurant and you're like, she has a lot of perfume. This smells like I have like 5 homes and I can't decide if I want a vacation in Italy or if I want to be on my yacht today. Like, this is what I'm telling you rich people smell like. Like, there have been a lot of perfumes lately that I'm like, this is what rich people smell like, and this is it. It smells so good. And I also love that YSL actually has an option. You can buy a refill instead of rebuying a whole new bottle every time, so you can actually get a little bit more bang for your buck. I think that's really impressive. So this is a perfume that I love, and then the next one is the Prada Peridot. Now I love me some Prada because I wore Prada candy on my wedding day, and Prada Peridot, I feel like it's a little bit of a lighter scent. Describing scents is not my forte. Y'all know that. I suck at it. I am so sorry. Definitely see if you can get your hands on a sample or something. But I got this because I had some samples that I tried out at Christmas time, and this is definitely one that I was like, okay, this smells really light and fresh, but still, again, just super rich, and I have used quite a bit of this since I got it. Also, I do believe that Sephora still has their perfume samples, so maybe if you wanted to get some of those, like from the Sephora collection of the perfume samples on the sale, you could buy some of those, try out the perfumes, and then ultimately buy one. I'm not quite sure if they allow that, but that's a great way to try out a perfume because Sephora has a lot of good samples. Now we are into the lips, and it's literally just one brand, and I'm going to link all 3 colors for you. So first we have the Summer Fridays Lip Butter Balm in Vanilla. I do love this one because this is literally just a sheer gloss. Why everyone seems to like the Summer Fridays, myself included, is because you know how sometimes when you put on chapstick, it can like look really thick and cakey and it's not like pretty, but it also doesn't last, but it hydrates. This is actually like a gloss that's going to do all of those other things. So you're gonna get that hydration, you're gonna get that really soft feel, but it's gonna last for a long period of time and make your lips look good. So I have the vanilla, this one. This bottle is absolutely, can you guys see it? Destroyed because I have had this one in my car and I actually am almost out of this one, so I purchased another one on the sale to make sure I had a backup. So this is the vanilla, which is just a sheer one. Then I have the Lip Butter Balm in Pink Sugar. Now this is a very light pink color. I will put it on the back of my hand, see if you guys can actually see a little bit of that pink color on there. Not sure if you guys can see it right here, but you can see it is just the faintest color pink. And I am actually wearing this right now. I put a lip liner just all over and then added this, and I feel like it's just the perfect little light pink touch to my lip products. I'm a pink girl, I like mauves, but I think that this is really nice for the spring and summertime. And then the last lip product we have is that same Summer Fridays lip balm in Vanilla Beige. So this one is that same vanilla scent, which I really need to stop saying I'm not a vanilla girl because clearly I am. But this one, I'll just go ahead and rub that excess product there, definitely has more of a brown color. So you can see it here. I feel like this one actually looks beautiful over any of my mauve tone lip colors because I think that it just kind of neutralizes it out and can take away some of that like hint of purple that some of them have a little bit too much of. So this is a beautiful, beautiful color. You can use this by itself on your lips. You can use it with a lip liner, without, on top of a color. It does not matter. This is still going to hydrate your lips, but give a beautiful color payoff. And I cannot say enough good things about that brand. Seems like one of those all the girls are using on TikTok, but there's a reason for it. Now we are into the cream products. And let me tell you, I have become quite the cream girl, but I have become quite the Say girl. And I don't know how or why, but all of a sudden I just can't get enough of their stuff. So I'll start out with the concealer. This is, God, it is so tiny. This is the Slip Tint Concealer in the #1. I absolutely love how light and glowy this is. I feel like this doesn't have a ton of coverage though. And that is what I think I've been looking for in concealers lately. I don't love that like stark white, bright look. I don't feel like I need it now that my skincare routine is a little bit more refined and I don't have as many dark circles, especially because of like, you know, my red light therapy. Things that I'm doing are just making a difference there. So I just need something that's a little bit brightening without looking like just super stark white. And this has really given me that, but it's also very hydrating and beautiful, but it doesn't crease. Then we've got the Say Dew Bronze Bronzer. I call this just my contour in the color Swim. This is actually what I am wearing today. I feel like it comes off pretty dark, but you can blend it out very easy, or you can leave it and have it like pretty dramatic and pigmented. So that is, again, what I like about this is it's really, you got a good color payoff coming from this. So you can kind of manipulate the look that you want just based on how much you blend. So I like that because I don't always want to have to buy a separate like contour, you know, if I want something for a lighter day or a dramatic day. Like I like when you can build it, blend it out kind of the way you want. Then lastly, we have the Say Dew Blush in the color Rosy. And this was one of the first Say products that I tried and really fell in love with. It is a beautiful color. Again, what I am wearing today, gray. And I just feel like this is perfect for like a neutral pink. It's not too orange, it's not too red, it's not too purple. It is just a beautiful, beautiful color. And again, you can really blend this out, make it look light, or you can really just make sure it's like pigmented and you're very careful with it. And this can give you like a super powerful look. So I've really been impressed with the brand. And I also really like their brushes too. I feel like that fat doe foot applicator is just a really, really good one for cream products. So I am definitely a Say girl. Now I do also love the Rare Beauty contour, but this is a stick and this one is very creamy. Now I saw some people say they think it's patchy. I do not think that at all. However, this is definitely one, it's going to come off very light. If you want it to be more like of a sharp contour, you want it to be super dramatic, you're gonna have to really put a lot more product on. So I don't love to have to buy, again, products just depending on what look I have. I like want to be able to kind of build it or blend it out. You still can do that with this, but this is definitely more of a day-to-day contour, I think, whereas this is, okay, I like to do my face in a full beat more. I like to, you know, have wedding makeup that I'm doing a lot, or it's, you know, you want to do something for the office. This, I think, is a little bit better, but day-to-day, this is a really nice, just easy product. Last cream product is the YSL All Hours Foundation. This has sunscreen in it. It's the broad spectrum SPF 30. This is a luminous matte foundation, and this is exactly what it says. It is matte. It is not gonna make you look oily or shiny, but it gives a gorgeous glow. It is full coverage. This is the color LN7, and I just truly cannot get enough of this. This is the one, this is the color that I wear when I don't have self-tanner on those, so I probably need to go ahead and grab a darker shade, but this is up to 24 hours of full coverage, but it does have a weightless feel, and I agree with that. I think that this doesn't feel heavy and thick versus like Estee Lauder. I think you can definitely feel it on your face. It doesn't feel like cakey or anything. It just, you can feel it versus this that just feels like your skin. So I've really, really been loving to wear lightweight things now that we are in the spring and summertime, and again, my skin's in a little bit of a better place, so I have been wearing that one a lot. Now we are into the powders. Now, I want to make sure I say this. I did not include a powder in the if I could only buy one product, what would it be category, like top 5, because I think that powders really do make or break your makeup, and I think it also depends on what your skin type is. I saw a makeup artist on TikTok say a long time ago that everyone's always like, oh, how do you get makeup to last that long? And she's like, guys, it's not the setting spray, it's not the you know, the primer. She was like, it is all in the setting powder, and I completely agree. You need a setting powder if you want your makeup to look good for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. Now, with that being said, I do have some favorites, but they give off different looks. First, we have the Givenchy powder. This is the Prism Libre 4-color loose powder in the color 2 Satin Blanc. Now, they reformulated this, and a lot of people don't like the reformulation because it is a little bit more glowy. I don't mind it, but it definitely is more glowy. This is a luminous, lightweight, day-to-day, glowy setting powder. Still gonna set your makeup. It's still gonna look beautiful, but you do need a brush, I think, to apply this. I don't like it when I set it with like a blender brush, like the beauty blender, like they make a little, almost like a sponge. I don't like the way it looks with that. I think this pays off the best when you use a brush. But yes, kind of an overall glowy look, not something I would go for if I'm like in a wedding or I'm gonna have a lot of photos taken. I don't think that this reformulation is the one that I would go for, but for day-to-day, this is great. Now, if I'm gonna have my photos taken, if I'm having like 16 hours worth of wear, I actually don't have it with me because I ran out of my mini size and I bought a full size on the sale. It is this one size powder. This stuff is like borderline drying because it is so mattifying. Now, it is gonna blur your pores, it's gonna look beautiful, but I don't like this for a day-to-day powder. I think that this is like, I've got something super nice that I'm going for. Like the one size powder is what I would use to set the Estee Lauder. I want my makeup to look pristine and flawless and like it hasn't even moved or budged. The one size powder is what I'm going to use, and I use translucent. That's the mini size that I bought. If you're not sure, because it is a pretty expensive one, I definitely recommend trying the mini first. I think you'll like it, but it is, Yeah, to say that that powder packs a punch is an understatement. And then number 19 is the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder in the Ultra Blur. This is the translucent color. This is my tried and true, my day to day. Yes, I want my makeup to look good for a long period of time, but I'm not, going to a wedding or something. I'm not necessarily going for a glowy look. I just want my makeup to look good. This is what I'm wearing even right now when I'm filming. This is just a beautiful powder. I have used Laura Mercier on and off for well over, I think, 8 years at this point, like really once I got into makeup. Always one that pays off well, always one that's worth every penny, and always one that lasts me for a really long time. The Benefit blush is absolutely beautiful. This is the color Dandelion. And again, I told y'all I'm into layering blushes. This is what I'm wearing under the Kosas blush today. So it is a beautiful color. It says it's a baby pink, brightening boost and satin finish. I'm not maybe the greatest at like describing colors and scents, but again, I think like this is just a good true neutral light pink. And I actually think this looks good on so many skin tones. Like I've seen people who have orange undertones, pink undertones. Like I tend to have a lot of like red just from my rosacea. But this I feel like is just a gorgeous color on everyone. And I feel like this is a pretty, like you look at this and you're like, it's so tiny. This is gonna last you forever. Then we have the Hoola Benefit Bronzer. Now, whether you go with the regular or the light, it does not matter. I think they're both great. I think that it just depends on what you're kind of going for. If you're someone, again, who you want that full beat, you're going to a wedding, you have a special event coming up, I would of course go with the darker color because that's gonna be more dramatic. But this is my day-to-day contour color, and I feel like you look at that and think that's super light. It just adds the right amount of color. I have kind of started not being into as much of that like super sharp deep contour, but I just want a little bit of color on my face, and that's why I think I've been gravitating more towards this and then really kind of going in with a little bit of a heavier hand with my blush. And then finally we have the Benefit Cookie Highlight. This is a swirl of golden pearl. It says it's a super fine highlighter, and you should put it on your cheekbones for a soft gold finish. And I think it's just a beautiful, beautiful color. Now, I don't have this on today and my makeup is still pretty glowy, all on its own. That's what I like to just call being oily and acne prone. But whenever I do want just an extra shimmer, this is absolutely beautiful. And I actually like to really brush this along my like collarbones if ever I'm, again, at a special event, I've got something I'm doing where I want to, like I'm wearing a sleeveless, strapless, spaghetti strap, any kind of top like that. I'm gonna like also put a little bit on my shoulders, and it just makes a little difference. I promise, guys, we are nearing the end, but I could not leave out hair. Now, I don't have any hot tools this time. I really wanted to kind of focus on the products that are just truthfully the things that I go back to time and time again, and that I would just repurchase over and over again. And I don't always feel like curling irons or something people are looking for. If you are gonna go with a Hot Tools brand, I recommend T3, but I actually am just gonna recommend kind of across the board Living Proof products, but specifically their Advanced Clean Dry Shampoo. I do like their regular dry shampoo. I think their texture spray is phenomenal. I think that their heat protectant, it's all so good, but Living Proof definitely is a little bit more of an expensive brand. Their stuff is, I believe, like paraben free and maybe sulfate free. They are a cleaner brand, I would say, of the hair products that are offered out there. But this is one that I like because this actually makes your hair look and feel shinier and softer. And it doesn't just make your hair feel like gritty and dried. So it's a really good dry shampoo. I believe that these are kind of best used together. So like you would use this when you get out of the shower, you blow dry your hair, you use dry shampoo so that like similar to how you use deodorant, you put it on before your hair is oily so that it doesn't get oily. I would use like this one first, and then like day 2, day 3, you want refresh after the gym. That's when you go in with the advanced dry shampoo. But super, super good. You can't really go wrong with anything Living Proof. And this is a newer one that I've kind of really been into lately, but this is the Crown Affair dry shampoo. And what I love about her is that she actually comes with a brush. A little bit of a mess. That's the only reason why I sometimes am just like, because I feel like this is pretty messy application, but I feel like this is so good because you can actually really get down into your roots, and you're not using as much product. So what I do is I just basically separate my hair out and I go right in on my part like this, and I just brush that product right in, and I feel like it gives your hair like the best oil absorption without looking any different. Like sometimes I still feel like you need to like blow dry your hair after putting dry shampoo or something in. And I feel like this more or less is just like, yep, your hair looked greasy and now it doesn't. So I do like it. It definitely has its cons though, just because it does have that brush, which can be a little bit dirty, but it's great for application. Number 25 is the Day Styling Cream. I wasn't even sure if I was going to include this in this video. I use such a small amount of it, but I have used it for so long that I was like, all right, let's include it because I have literally had this for probably 2 years. This is the Cactus Fruit 3-in-1 Styling Cream. I actually bought this when I was postpartum with E, and he's gonna be 3 this week. So if that tells you anything, this is great because you can use it to kind of like brush down those baby hairs, or you can use it for that slick back look. Now, depending on how much of this you use, you are gonna have to wash your hair after, but I say 9 times out of 10, I don't actually think you need to wash your hair after using the Day Styling Cream, which is what makes it so popular. There are some out there that it's like, you use this, you are absolutely having to wash your hair tonight, versus this that I think you can kind of brush or blow out. I have seen some people even use this like on their wet hair. If their hair like doesn't hold curl well, they'll put this on their like damp or wet hair and then blow it dry and then curl it, and this will really help their hair hold curl. So great product, but like I can't see through this bottle, I don't think. You guys, I literally use like this much every time I use it. This bottle has lasted me forever. And then finally, we are in the section of things that I purchased. Now I have told you throughout the video a couple things that I did purchase on the sale. So this is only going to be the things that I just haven't mentioned yet. So I do have my list here to make sure I don't miss anything. Number 26 is actually this body oil. So I love this so much. It's that same like L'Occitane, I've got to figure out how to say that brand name. But they actually sent me this. It is their almond shower oil. And I was really nervous about this. One on my shower floor is like a tile floor. And I was like, is this gonna be slick? It's not. But I really was like, is this gonna make my skin feel greasy? Like, what's the vibe? No, I literally no longer need to use lotion on my body at all since having this in my shower. So I have had this also for maybe 3-4 weeks at this point, and I use it every single day, twice a day. And we're just now halfway. So I bought the refill because that's definitely the best value. But this is something that I use after I have already washed my body. So I don't recommend like using this in place of a soap, but like for me, what I'll do, I even talked about this on my vlog channel, I'll like shave my legs and then I will go over and use the different benzoyl peroxide body wash, because that, or I guess it's body and face wash, because that has helped prevent razor burn because it cleans out your pores, gets everything out, make sure there's no razor burn or anything. And then I'll even go back with this over the top of it. And then when I get out of the shower, my legs are silky smooth and soft. So I don't need a lotion. My arms, I used to need a like vitamin C lotion to keep them from being rough. Don't need that anymore. So I did buy the like value sized refill of that. I also bought the Rare Beauty blush just because again, I'm quite the blush person right now. And I've heard so many people say that like, and I truly have experienced like Rare Beauty products are super pigmented and beautiful. And so when I heard a lot of people talking about the blush, I was like, okay, you twisted my arm. I'll use blush. So I grabbed the color Happy and I cannot wait to get it in. I feel like Rare Beauty it's not underrated. Like I think people really know how good it is, but I don't think people realize how pigmented it is. So be careful if you're someone who doesn't love to look like you're wearing a lot of makeup. Maybe just stay clear of the Rare Beauty line entirely because it's very pigmented stuff. I am finally going to get to try the HAVES Labs foundation. I feel like every acne prone, oily prone girl that I follow has talked about this foundation, and I was waiting for the sale. So I wrote it down, the colors 160 and 220. Usually it's not hard for me to figure out what my color is online, even with like self-tanner or not, but for some reason, this one kind of has me a little perplexed. So the good thing is you can return products at Sephora, and so I'm gonna figure out, am I a 160 girl? Am I a 220 girl? Those are pretty different, but really the undertones are kind of what gets me, and I just don't know how it's gonna look. So I bought both of those and do plan on returning whichever one is not the correct color for me, but I cannot wait to get it in because I hear time and time again, it's not gonna clog your pores, it's gonna look full coverage, but it does give off a really nice, kind of a like lightweight, luminous look. And then finally, I am actually out of my one size setting spray. So same as the powder, this packs a punch. I like this one, but I don't recommend using it every day. If you're someone who wants or needs even a setting spray every single day, I actually don't think you need to use this one, because I think it, again, is so good that it actually can feel a little bit drying. Like when you wear it, you're like, ooh, God, my skin's dry. But if I'm going to a wedding, if I have, all right, I'm putting my makeup on and it's 9 a.m. and I need it to look good tonight till 10 o'clock, like I'm gonna wear this because it is not gonna make that makeup budge. I think this is also the product. I can't remember, is it Patrick Starr who created this one? I can't remember who it is, but I think this is one where like he literally sprays makeup on his face and then like gets in a pool and like goes underwater and comes up and like shows you his face still looks flawless. So if that's not who that is and I totally just got that wrong, I do apologize, but I feel like I've seen that ad somewhere for this product. So I've tried it, I liked it, but I only got the travel size and I am out. So I was like, you know what, let's just use the 20% off and purchase it. These videos have been quite long lately. I feel like I have really been chatty Cathy, but I love a good haul video and I know you guys do too as well. So thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, don't forget to click the subscribe button. I love you guys so much. Thank you for hanging out with me today and I'll see you in my next video. Mwah.